Tonight, we will make the Statue of Liberty disappear and replace it with the combination Pizza Hut Taco Bell.
Sir, take a bite. Is that a real cheesy gordita?
Is that a real cheese? Can you confirm that it's real?
Yes,
he confirmed it is real.
It's a miracle.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. So, a few things.
Next year, maybe. Yeah, we'll see those in 2020.
We might see those things.
All right, let's bring out another magician. He is coming to this show straight from the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, where he debuted his one-man show, Method to the Magic. Please put your hands together for John Accardo.
John Accardo. Well, thank you very much. My name is John Accardo. It's an absolute honor to be here at Dirty Tricks. If you forget John Accardo is my name, if you have trouble remembering that, you can remember it this way. Need a magician? Pick Accardo. I know. I hate it as much as you do. None of us enjoyed that. But that's a 10. It's a 10. It just is. I'm actually Robert Ramirez, who's just on, who's incredible. He's one of my best friends. And people often tell us that we look kind of similar. Right, you can kind of see it. I feel like I'm a sitcom version of him. Like, he played the part for the first 5 seasons, and then his contract was up, so they got me instead. And only some people noticed. And then, like, 5 years later online, you're like, I don't remember either of them. I just remember the first one was way better. That's kind of our dynamic. When you do a lot of magic shows, people sometimes don't know how to react, because it's not like comedy. When you see a comedian that you like, if they make you laugh, if they do something funny, rather it makes you laugh. It's instinctual. Magic doesn't have that. We're going to solve that problem together right now with this deck of cards. I've got a little bit of house lights just so I can see that there's anyone here. You're right. Whoever's wearing the fish shirt, it is impossible to tell. I just want to back up. Oh, hello. Nothing. Fine. That's okay. That's okay. I thought you were going to yell back. That's fine. We're going to start. Fish shirt, what is your name? Sorry? John, nice to meet you. My name is also John. Magic number 1. We did it. John, there are 52 cards in this deck. One of them has a specific instruction on it. You're going to help figure out what card that is. What I'd like you to do for us, John, is name a value in a deck of cards from ace up to king. Any of those 13, don't worry about the color of the card or the suit of the card, just the value is fine. 12. Okay. All right. I'm going to assume that's a queen. Can we ace, 2, 3, 10, jack, queen, king? Can we all agree that's a 12? And just to be fair, I've got to be fair as a magician, I'm going to give him one chance to change his mind, just to be fair. John, I'm going to give you one chance to change your mind. You don't have to. This is a card trick and a magic show. The stakes here could not be any lower. 10. Okay, so we know our card will be a 10 from John. John, thank you so much. Oh, I just burped a little bit. That's just what happened. Just live theater. It happens. You know what I mean? Don't run away from it. You gotta lean into it. Anyway, and then man right here in the second row. What's your name?
Jade.
Jade? Nice to meet you, Jade. I'm John. Jade, from John, we know that there's too many Johns. There's too many Johns. I'm gonna call you a fish shirt. I'm sorry. It's a great shirt. It's a great shirt. He said that our card will be a 10. There are red 10s and black 10s in a deck of cards. It's entirely up to you now. Will our 10 be a red 10 or a black 10? Completely up to you.
Black 10.
Black. So it'll be a 10, it'll be black. Now we need to know the suit. What is your name right here? Lisa. Nice to meet you, Lisa. There's the 10 of clubs now and the 10 of spades. The final choice is yours. Which 10 will be used from this deck of cards? Clubs. 10. Black. The 10 of clubs. That is the exact card I knew they would say. Thank you. Did you say I mean spades? Did you say I mean spades? What the fuck? I had a whole dramatic thing happening. There was a joke that a couple people laughed at. And they're like, actually, the other one. What does it matter? We're all gonna die. What does it matter if the 10 of clubs or the 10 of spades? You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, like we leave this room, Trump is still president. What does it matter what suit the card was? Ooh, look how political I've gone. Oh, look how edgy I am making a Trump joke in Southern California. Whoa! Sorry, I'm doing a card trick. Anyway, so it's up to you. 10 of clubs or 10 of spades? We do need one. 10 of clubs, okay. 10 of clubs, here we go. 10 of clubs. All right, 10 of clubs, here we go. 10 of clubs. The 10 of clubs. You see, what I did this morning, coming to this show, is I wrote something on the back of every card, telling you exactly what to do at this moment. For instance, had you said ace, had you stuck with black, had you said spades, which you sort of did, we would have the ace of spades. That ace of spades tells you to boo me. That was nice. Usually people just do it. That was very nice. What a tender moment. That was sweet. That doesn't ever happen. Anyway, had you said the 2 of spades? The 2 of spades, that card tells you to boo me. The 3 of spades tells you to boo me. The 4 of spades tells you to boo me. The 5 of spades tells you to boo me. The 6 of spades and the 7 of spades. All you had to do was say 10 of spades, and commit to that. At least we had a 10 of spades. That card tells you to boo me. In fact, I've just gone ahead and written boo on the back of every single card in this deck. I thought it'd be fun to start off a magic show with just a huge loss on my part. But you didn't say the 6 of diamonds, or you didn't say the ace of spades, you didn't say the 10 of spades. All of these cards that tell you to boo me. You said 10, you said black, you said the 10 of clubs. Which is on the 10 of clubs, that card tells you to clap and cheer. Thank you very much. Thank you for doing the thing I literally told you to do. I will accept it. Nonetheless, this is just like a little too low, right? It's just like a little weirdly too low. And I know, ooh, hello, there it is. As a magician, the number one trick you get asked about, people try to talk to you about, is that if the sawing a lady in half illusion, right? You're all familiar with this, you've heard of it, maybe you've seen it. That's the number one question we get asked about. Have you done it? Do you see it a lot? How does it work? Things like that. What people don't realize, though, is that while it's a very popular trick, it has to be the most tedious piece of magic you can ever watch. Because think about it, a magician sets up this whole thing, right? And then they have to bring out a $2,000 box. They have to try to convince you it doesn't look suspicious, even though it's super suspicious. They have to bring out this assistant, this female assistant. Now granted, there's nothing in the instructions that trick that says that trick requires a uterus, but we just kind of agreed that it did. And she's wearing unnecessarily small pieces of lingerie. She gets in this box, and then of course we need a man from the audience. So then they'll bring up a man from the audience and they give him all these straps to tie her to this table. And then as he starts doing it with the straps, the magician goes, uh-oh, he's done this before. Because, sex jokes are funny. And then it takes, you buckle her down, and then you gotta tighten all the latches and lock everything, right? And then the other assistant comes out, and they saw this poor woman in half, and then they push her apart, and the magician always takes a step through that gap, and then just kind of strikes that pose, right? Even though he's done jack shit up to this point. He's done absolutely nothing. And you watch him strike that pose, and you just know he is fully erect. And then the trick's done, but we have to get her back, we gotta put the 2 pieces back together, and then you gotta do 11 minutes of opening the latches, and then she gets up, doesn't say a single word, and the trick is over. So I'm gonna do that, but I've streamlined it so it doesn't take the 13 minutes that it normally takes, I've streamlined it a little bit. I'm gonna be using this is a little silk. This is going to be what we're going to be sawing in half. I'm using this because it's going to have exact same number of lines and the same amount of agency as the woman does in the real version. I mean, I love magic. I just hate magicians. And this will be a newspaper I found. I'm using the newspaper because it's just about as old, outdated, and antiquated as that trick actually is. And so you have this fun. I'm going to step away from this a little bit because now I need to, for the secret methods. Also, for you guys over here, you're what we call angle sensitive. Now, perfect, here we go. Can you still hear me? Yes. That's fine, I'm not going to say a whole lot. You just have a fun little newspaper, right? The exact same trick. This exact same trick within my means. You put the handkerchief inside, perfect. We're going to just seal that up inside the handkerchief, right? And instead of the 13 minutes it would take, we'll use our little scissors here. Ta-da! Thank you. Oh, that's so nice. That's so nice of you to do that. Okay, here we go. One, two, three. There it is. There's the silk. There's the newspaper. Put it in the store. And that is the exact same trick. Thank you very much. I think a lot about a couple of things. There's 2 big questions that I kind of think about all the time. Question number one is, what is the perfect card trick, right? As magicians, you're constantly thinking about what is the perfect card trick, because there are so many card tricks. It's the number one type of magic there is, just fire hose levels of card tricks being made every day. The second question I often think about is, why don't I have a girlfriend? And it's fair to say that the second question, the answer to it, is probably due in part to how much time I spent thinking about the first question, but that's fine. I've made my choice in life. Anyway, so we're going to try to do this. We're going to do what I think, we're going to try to make the perfect card trick. So for this, I'm going to need a couple of people. What is your name, ma'am, right here? B? Nice to meet you. Would you mind joining me on stage? I'm going to give B a round of applause. You join me. It'll be fine, I promise. And then, so what's your name right here in the center? Timon. Timon? Timon, nice to meet you. Join everyone on stage as well. We'll give a round of applause. You two are going to help me with the perfect card trick. The perfect card trick. Here we go. Now, the first thing I'd have to do in a perfect card trick is I would have to, ideally, I would have you each pick a card, and I would be able to tell you what it is. Like the classic card trick. What card matches that? We're going to try to make it a little bit better, a little bit stronger. See, because there's a lot of things that sometimes you have to compromise when you're making the perfect card trick. So you're not have to compromise those, B. The first thing is, B, I'm going to be able to show you that every single card in this deck is different. Right, Timon and B, as I can go through them, you can see they're all different. They're completely different cards. No two are repeating. Is that correct? Wonderful. B, I'm going to take a step forward now. I'm going to have you look at one card. Okay. I'm just going to have you say stop. Whenever you want, we're going to stop.
Stop.
Can you see that card?
Yes.
Commit it to memory. Don't forget it. Because a lot of people promise they won't forget it, and then they immediately do. And then the trick sucks, and it's their fault. So it's just a real weird position to be in, B.
I remember.
Perfect. Okay. I'm going to let go of that card. You can see that my fingers aren't in the deck, right? They're not holding on to the card, right? It's not like jutting out in any kind of way or anything like that. Wonderful. Don't forget that card. Timon, you're going to do the exact same thing. You're also going to think of a card. I'm going to come over here for you. Same thing, Timon. I'm just going to have you say stop. Stop. Can you see that card right there? Yeah. Perfect. Again, you can see, Timon, that my fingers aren't in the deck or anything like that, right? The card's not sticking out. Nope. It's not already jumped to the top or anything like that, already moved to the bottom. It's still somewhere in the middle, right? Wonderful. But again, if this is the perfect card trick, I wouldn't have to be touching these cards. I wouldn't have to be manhandling these cards or anything like that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wrap some rubber bands around this. I'm going to hand this to a few people in the audience. If you get the cards in the next few moments, I'm going to ask you to sort of peek at one card. Perfect. I'll wrap the second one on just for posterity. Wonderful. What is your name right here?
Debbie.
Debbie, nice to meet you, Debbie. You're going to be the first one to do this, Debbie. I'm going to give you the cards. You're going to put them face down in your palm. Take your other hand, just pull up somewhere in the middle. Look at one card and then let go. Try to not let too many people around you see what the card is. I want to kind of keep it secret, all right? I'm going to hand these to you. Oh, do you see one card? You memorized it? You got it?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. What I'd like you to do now is take that deck and pass it to someone you don't know and did not come here with, unless you came here with a stranger. Now, B, I just want to be, oh, hello, what is your name?
Linda.
Linda, nice to meet you, Linda. I'm John. Hold on for 1 second, Linda. B, I'm going to have you watch exactly what Linda's doing here. Linda, same thing. Put them face down in your palm for me. Then with your other hand, take one finger and pull up in the middle. Look at one card, the first card you see. You got it? Perfect. Now, from your vantage point, we have the same vantage point. Is there anything about it that told you what that card was? Nope. Wonderful. We're going to do it somewhere over here. Pass that deck to one more person. Hello, sir. What is your name? Andy, you kind of get it. Put it face down in your palm. Take your other hand. Pull up somewhere in the middle. Look at one card. Got one? And then let go. If you could pass this up to this gentleman right here, I'm going to have you hold on to this for a second, because if I were to touch them now, you might rightfully accuse me of doing some sleight of hand. Without going anywhere near those cards, without going anywhere near those people, I'm going to have the three of you stand up at your seats for me. If you'd be so kind. Wonderful. Close your eyes for a second. Think about your cards. A 4 of clubs, king of diamonds, 10 of spades. If I just said your card, please sit down. Oh, sorry, you don't need out of a card, and B, you also have a card, is that correct? Okay, but I can be a little more specific. Your card's red, right? Your card is also red. Your card's a heart, and your card's also a heart? B, your card is the 9 of hearts? Your card's the jack of hearts? Is that all 5? That is all 5. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. John Accardo, thank you so much. Have a great night.